I need to start thinking about the interior of the car, what to do with these floors. They're all covered in sort of glue and bits and bobs. I've got a guy working on the quote for the interior, try and keep it as original as possible and then replace where we have to. But also there's things like this that I had to take out, loads of heating pipes that are just in bits. I've got to take this seat out anyway because I need to do a repair like I did on the passenger seat. Speakers, bits and bobs like that, trying to start thinking about what needs to be done. So that's what I'm going to focus on for now. The good news is that all the bolts bar one have come out, so this needs drilling out. I wasn't going to bother going through this seat repair because I thought it'd be the same as the other with the switch, but actually this one does seem to be the motor or a cable. So it all works apart from the back of the seat going forward and back. And that motor is somewhere in here. So I need to do some work on this one. There's a lovely repair down here. Someone's used a shoelace to as opposed to a cable tie. Someone's put a white line on each side, presumably lining everything up, so that's good because it's not something I would have thought about, so hopefully that'll help me when I take it to bits. Pretty obvious, isn't it? I'm going to take that out, push it through, hence why all the lining's on there. Let's go for it. So what I've discovered, I might not have had to do any of that, so I think I've got to peel this off. But anyway, it's a learning curve. So I've done loads of struggling, mainly because I didn't know what I was doing. But yeah, probably an hour there. So I'm going to pull this out. Strange, that's a really clean cut there. That's not from me pulling it. So we've either got a dodgy motor or just cut wires. You can see there, bring you in. See there? So that looks like it's been chomping away on something. As in not a mice chomping away, a mouse chomping away. I think that's got caught somewhere and just cut. That's what I'm hoping anyway, because then I can just connect those up, put it back together and forget ever did it. That is the problemo. Right, so that's good news. I mean, I have had to pull the seat apart a little bit to get there, which technically I didn't need to do because if I'd pulled this out, but it's all ifs and buts. I'm going to join some new cables on here, feed it back through and try and put this seat back together. So I'm just going to join these two back together, so no additional wiring or changing the wiring. I'm going to use these, which you may have seen me use previously, but fantastic bits of kit, so I'm going to do that. Okay, I'm just going to try and put this seat back together a little bit. I don't need to worry too much because I'm going to have to see an upholstery guy anyway, so I can get them to sort this out properly. But I'll put it back as it was as much as I can. Okay, that's the upholstery back on. Now I've got to try and get the seat mechanism back together. So we'll see. It turns out I didn't need to take this out, because these should just, I'm not entirely sure how you're meant to pull them out, but basically those there push through here and lock into the seat, keep the seat in place. So I didn't, in theory I didn't need to take all this out, but I don't know how you pull that out, because it sits flush in there. That one's in perfect. Okay, what do we got? Look at that. Right, we have a fully functional seat. Really pleased with that. Just going to tidy up the wiring underneath, because I think, as you saw earlier, there was someone's shoelace holding the cable. I think that might be where it was snapped actually, so just shows it's constantly pulling and springing that bit of wire. It's cut through, that's what I think anyway. So I'm going to cable tie that up neatly and then move on to the next job. So now the front seat's out, I can see everything clearly. I'll get in with the vacuum, clean it all up. I'm going to do something with this floor. I mean, I'm going to take this off, which is the sound deadening. That's all peeling off anyway, so I might as well take that off completely and get it at least neat. I've done that on the other side. There's still a bit more I think I can do just to make it look a bit more presentable, even though it's going to be underneath the carpets. I've got to centre this out as well, this little console here, because the light that comes on when you've got the handbrake on is permanently on. It also I think is connected to the level for the brake fluid, so it could be that as well. But I'm going to start with that, take that off. I want to paint this, clean this up, because I might leave that exposed. I'm not sure yet, haven't decided. I don't know, but anyway, it's rusty, so I need to clean that up. All the wiring underneath the dash needs tidying up. Obviously, I took out the immobiliser, which was tons and tons of wires. There's still a lot of retrofit wiring under there, but I don't want to kind of strip it all out for the sake of it. I'm just going to tidy it where I can, cable tie it up and get it a bit cleaner. So, lots to do. So it didn't make any difference when I played around with that switch on the handbrake, but this does. So you've got a little... Okay, at this point I'm just waffling on. Basically there's a switch on the top of the cap. It was jammed, so it wasn't engaging, and therefore that light was remaining on. So what I need to do is clean the cap firstly, get that all working properly, then just top it up to make sure we've got enough fluid in there. So yeah, on here the float goes up, connects with that part of the switch, and in turn that connects these two wires and stops the light. Okay, that's good. It's all working as it should now. So that actually was not the problem. It was just that brake fluid cap. So simple as that. Lovely. It's a bit rusty in here. It needs a little bit of TLC. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to try and tidy this floor up at the same time. I've got to reconnect this, which is something to do with these heaters, but I'm going to put the heater back in, the blower should I say, and then I can start playing with this and testing it. I think there's actually quite a lot more than I thought to go on with this car in terms of interior. Once it's been at the trimmers and they take it all out, tidy it up, put it all back in, I'm sure it'll look 100 times better already. But actually the rest of it, I'm going to tidy all this up. I'm not sure whether there's some sound deadening still left on the front each side, so I think I'll leave that because it's quite solid. I might treat it to a bit of paint. It just seems stupid to do that, but equally, I don't know. Probably won't paint it. Leave it original, Shane. Next job is to take the steering wheel off. Apparently you just pull it off, as in pull this off. That's annoying. Okay, right, if the whole thing's moving. So if you look in here, it doesn't look like the steering wheel's moving on the actual. It doesn't seem a problem with the steering wheel. It looks more like whatever the nearest bracket is holding it all together is the problem. So let's go for it. Let's take it out. The wheel was a bit loose anyway, which isn't not what you want, is it? Okay, she's loose. Did the classic, left the bolt on, left the nut on, and then got it free. That's our problem. What I'd suggest has been happening is, because it's convertible, people are, I don't know because it's convertible, but because it's low down, previous drivers perhaps have been pulling on the steering wheel to get out. Or, in fact, maybe I'm unfair on that. I think that is all plastic. So perhaps there's something goes in there that's just disintegrated. So I'm going to take this off, try and get some more vision. So to take any more out, we need to get behind the dashboard, undo these two bolts. But I might not need to, so because if this is crushed, I might be able to buy whatever slots in there and just refit it. So we'll see. Okay, the odometer isn't working at the moment, so the mileage isn't changing. I think it's been an issue for very long in terms of, hasn't done many miles with that issue because I've checked the MOTs and stuff and it looks fairly consistent, so you know, it has been rising. But I need to fix it, so I'm going to take these out, take this one out somehow. From what I understand, this is just compressed. I need to take this bezel off here, and it's just pressed on. It's the kind of thing that I've got to be really careful on, because this is the kind of thing that I'm notoriously get impatient at and end up breaking. I'm going to try gently heating the bezel. Just don't know how to get this off. I mean, it's not in great condition, the bezel, but I kind of want to leave it. But at this rate, I'm going to butcher it. I could send it somewhere, but it's not really in the spirit of what I'm trying to achieve. I'm going to admit defeat on this one for now. I just don't want to damage it. There's rust on it, or patina. Some people's rust is other people's patina. So I quite like leaving that. I don't want to wreck it. Want it original. So I have got someone I think might be able to fix that for me. Might have the tools and the experience to do it. Looking pretty good in here now. Ran out of time for this week. As you saw, I just tidied that up. I'm kind of tempted to leave it exposed because I like the look of it, but I don't know yet. Might look a bit naff. But yeah, it's looking pretty tidy. Plenty more to do, but ran out of time this week. So hope you've enjoyed it. Very detailed this week, but as I said, I'm just going through it as I go through it. Hopefully you've enjoyed it, and please do the usual subscribing, etc., liking, any comments that you've got, really greatly appreciated. I'm learning lots from the comments, which is great, and I will see you next week.